All right, picture the scene. The lights are blazing at Madison Square Garden. It's the NBA playoffs and every single eye in that building, and watching at home, is locked on Knicks superstar Jalen Brunson. Everyone's expecting, another legendary performance. But what actually unfolded? Well, that was a whole lot more interesting. You see, this Game 1 win, it wasn't some simple story of a star just dominating from start to finish. Nope, this was a tale of two halves. Two completely different games played by the same guy, and it shows you exactly what it takes to win when the pressure is on. So let's talk about that first half. Right from the opening tip, Brunson didn't just play, he absolutely erupted. It was an offensive explosion that basically put the entire league on notice and had Madison Square Garden just shaking. Seriously, the man could not miss. We're talking jumpers, layups, didn't matter. He starts the game a perfect 6 for 6 from the field. The defense had no answers, they looked completely lost, and the Garden, it was just electric. And those 6 perfect shots? Yeah, that adds up to 15 points. Just boom, lightning fast. He looked like a man possessed out there, just scoring at will. He was completely unstoppable. So by the time we get to halftime, he's already racked up 22 points. 22! And you know exactly what everyone in that arena and watching at home is thinking. Here we go again, another classic 40-point Brunson playoff game. Yeah, it really felt like the stage was set. It seemed inevitable, Just another chapter in the legend of Jalen Brunson, playoff killer. But then, everything changed. Okay, so the teams come out for the second half, and the entire personality of the game just shifts. That fast-paced shootout we saw, gone. It turned into this brutal, physical, grinded-out slugfest. And Jalen Brunson, he suddenly found himself running into a brick wall. And don't just take my word for it. Brunson himself said it perfectly after the game. He knew what was up. This wasn't a game about finesse anymore. It was all about survival. And believe me, it got ugly. Brunson takes a pretty nasty low blow from Joel Embiid. His teammate Mitchell Robinson gets all tangled up and just hits the floor hard. It was obvious what the 76ers game plan was. Get physical, disrupt the Knicks' flow, and do it by any means necessary. And you know what? To a certain extent, their strategy worked. All that physicality, all the defensive adjustments, it all led to this one really shocking number. After starting a perfect 6 for 6, Jalen Brunson went 0 for 7 in the entire second half. Just poof, his scoring was gone. And that right there is the moment of truth for any superstar, isn't it? For any team, really. When your greatest weapon, the thing you do best, is completely taken away, what happens next? Do you just fold up shop, or do you find another way to win? Well, this is where the leader in Jalen Brunson totally took over from the scorer. He didn't start forcing up bad shots. He didn't get visibly frustrated. No. Instead, he made this brilliant strategic pivot. He completely changed his role on the fly to counter what the defense was doing. This right here, this was the pivot. Okay, so his scoring in the second half, gone, 0 for 7. But his impact, that was everywhere. He started facilitating, drawing defenders, and finding his open teammates. He was competing hard on defense. Basically, he took all that extra attention the defense was giving him and used it as a weapon against them, creating opportunities for everybody else. He literally turned his biggest problem into the team's solution. And this quote from Brunson himself, it just shows you everything about his mindset. He gets it. He knows the box score doesn't tell the whole story. It wasn't about his points anymore. It was just about finding any way, any little thing, to help his team get the win. So because Brunson made that change, because he adapted, he basically opened the door for his teammates. And they didn't just, walk through it, they kicked it right down. This became a total team effort, a collective victory. It proved that these Knicks are way more than just a one-man show. And man, were they ready to step up. Look at this. Josh Hart was an absolute monster with 22 points and 13 rebounds. You had Deuce McBride coming off the bench to drop 21 points. Bojan Bogdanovic was hitting huge shots. They all stepped into that void he left and filled it perfectly. Just think about that for a second. Their star player, their go-to guy, scores 0 points in the entire second half. And the Knicks actually built a 19-point lead at one point. That tells you everything you need to know about this team's depth and that next man up mentality they have. And really, this is Coach Tom Thibodeau's philosophy in a nutshell, right? It's all about toughness, it's about grit, it's about sacrifice. This game was the perfect example of what he preaches. Your number one option gets taken away? Fine. Everybody else just steps up, no questions asked. But here's the really interesting part. This ability to adapt, this kind of resilience, it didn't just pop up out of nowhere in this one playoff game. No, this has been a part of Jalen Brunson's story for years now. And this is a really fascinating quote from Quinn Snyder. He actually coached against Brunson back in the 2022 playoffs, and he says he saw the seeds of this exact kind of leadership even back then. He could feel that this potential was there, just kind of waiting for the right moment to show itself. And you can really see the evolution right here. You go back to 2022 in Dallas, his team superstar Luka Doncic is injured, so how does Brunson step up? He becomes a massive scorer, drops 41 points. Okay, now fast forward to today. It's his own scoring that gets shut down, so he adapts again. But this time, he becomes the lead playmaker and the floor general. It's the same problem-solving DNA, just applied in a totally new and more mature way. So the really crucial point here is that what we saw in this Game 1, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't an accident. This toughness, this resilience, this knack for finding a way to win no matter what, that's not just something he does. It's the foundation of who he is as a player. You know, if you had to boil this whole performance down to just one single word, it would have to be this one: grit. That second half wasn't about pure talent. It was about courage, it was about resolve, and it was about a strength of character that just would not break. And all of this leaves us with one last big question to think about. Look, any star player can look great and win a game when all their shots are falling. But being able to grind out a tough playoff win on a night when your best weapon is completely taken away from you, maybe that's the true sign of a championship contender.